to change of name of a university, even from the inception, regardless of reasons that various governments adhere for the change of name. But again, the governor or the government is the proprietor, is the owner of an institution. So even if we take up a litigation, we might not be able to advance there any course of that matter, because it's the owner that decides the way he wants this thing to be done. But on the part of our alumni, I want to say that the university would have witnessed more support than what they are receiving from alumni today, because some are disenchanted with change of name from Obafemi Awolowo University that attracted some people to that place, change to Ondo State University, yes, to unite us as Ondo people at that time. But now, Ondo people now seeing it changing to University of Ekiti, then Ekiti State University, when I was saying that people want to see that university as an international institution, an institution that anywhere in the world, the name it bears and where it goes, people will say, yes, this is a great institution. Obafemi Awolowo would have been a sellable name for us. University of Ekiti would have put us in the same pedestal which we have for University of Lagos, University of Ibadan, and people would have thought it was a federal university and the acceptability. But again, there's nothing wrong with Ekiti State University when we look at it, because Ekiti people are renowned all over the world as well-educated people, and that Ekiti people are learned. As a result, whether we like it or not, we're where we are today.
Mr. Kishiko, do you think the university is moving forward compared to the university of now, if compared with during your own era?
Actually, the university is fastly moving forward, very, very fast. Because as I said earlier, during our exam, the things were tough then. It was very difficult. The lecturers, they were thinking of not coming because they were not sure of the future of the university then. So most of our lecturers then were on part-time appointments, part-time basis. But now we can count so many professors there of international repute. We can count senior administrative managers. We can all faces, technologies, and what have you. And when you look at the physical facilities too, you know what they call us then glorious secondary school. Because with the little fund Professor Oladapo, the foundation vice chancellor had then, he tried to manage and build simple structures quickly. Himself supervised, but now they have more money to play with. We have standard buildings, and the campus can now be compared with other campuses of the university. Then the physical value, I think the university has done a lot better, far better than what we were then. And when we left in 1986, anybody that was there to see the campus will be very happy to see what is on ground today.
Get back to business, down to business now, Mr. Butler. What are you doing? What are you getting set for the EKSU affecting celebrations and all the activities surrounding it?
The university has made an arrangement. I'm a staff of the university. Has made an arrangement to extend invitation to former alumni presidents and positions of the notable alumni members who can join us to participate. At the same time, the Alumni Association on its own commissioned a publication, a commemorative anniversary publication, which I'm the editor-in-chief, and we have Professor Ezra who as the chairman of the publication committee, Barrister Kole Ajayi as the editorial consultant, Sadopiyo Adebayo as the production consultant, and Bola Ogunlayi, the acting national president of the Alumni Association, as the co-publisher and general editor. A package of about 20-page commemorative brochure that will feature the university from inception to date. We call part of it a new beginning, where we focused on how the university evolved to what it is today as Ekiti State University in a merger of three institutions into one. We're retaining our Ekiti as the main campus. And also, we now looked into activities of the Alumni Association after looking into the various processes of developing the university. We now documented some of the activities of the Alumni Association, particularly under the various alumni leadership in the last 27 years. And how we wrapped up the publication with an intent to attract our members to come back home and assist the university in one way or the other. And this is just to enter into the vision of the current Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Patrick Oladipo, who's making a giant leap effort to draw alumni back into the university. He has created an alumni relations office in the university, a solid one under the office of the Vice Chancellor for the first time. He has deployed very senior members of staff, Mr. Ike Falate and other members of staff to join that team, and he has started working on directory of the alumni of the university, because he's looking at the situation in the nearest future when we have an endowment in place that the alumni can use to pool resources to assist the university, such as like the one we have in Harvard University, where the endowment is over $20 billion, which the alumni has put to assist the university. Knowing that alumni members are in key areas in governance in various areas out of the country. So the alumni will be part of the celebration, and the university is ready to celebrate the alumni on this occasion.
All right, Mr. Babatola, I want Mr. Jimoda to speak on student activities, the student union government that we have today. When I say today, I'm not referring to the Ekiti State University alone. They regard them as toothless bulldogs, dogs that cannot bite. Activism during your own era, when you compare with what you have today, tell us your own style. How were you able to manage the management of the university there? But now it's as if it's only the administrative staff that are taking over. The students, they have no room to play anymore, even while they intend to champion their cause.
Well, thank you. I think fundamentally we must look at the environment. The political environment has changed tremendously. In our days, we're confronted with military leadership, dictatorship in the country, and our approach to it was to see the country democratized. So you see a student union body that is, pursuing what we call a nationalistic objective. A student union body that is taking up the role of transforming the nation, joining hands with progressive forces across board. It was more revolutionary because we needed to push the military away. I came into student unionism in the days of Ibrahim Babangida, and we had the responsibility to ensure that Nigeria became democratized. So, of course, our approach was different. Our training was also different. We had that privilege, a very rare privilege, to be tutored by people who are equipped for such activities. I tell you, the likes of Gani Fawaimi, the likes of Bekoran Somfudi, the likes of Femi Falana, all of the likes of Alao Akabashoron, they were there for us. They were prepared, training us, the likes of Dr. Frederick Fashion. They were there. We joined hands with them. We were brought up by this Professor Fadi Unimode, Comrade Olaoni. All of these are people, Professor Olorode, that was Students' Union. Nigerian students took a frontline position to ensure that the kind of civilian administration you have today, came into existence. But thereafter, when the nation in 1999 became democratized, the environment changed. Rule of law became pronounced. Constitutionalism, yes, we may not have it at the level at which we expected, but at least it was a paradigm shift from the past. And you expect the approach of student activism to also change. If you agree with me, you will see that the civil society group have also changed from what it were in the late 80s, early 90s. So what I see is that Nigerian students today, the kind of challenge that they have is different from ours completely. I will not expect students today to take to street, because you have a lot of opportunities to intervene exactly with the leadership and have issues resolved. And I think, well, I also like to observe that in terms of cerebral preparation for student activism, for student leadership, it has changed to talking about quality of people that you have. Again, the student union body has been polluted also by the kind of democracy or the kind of politics that we create.
Mr. Chief, I want to talk about the convocation is part of this celebration, marking the extra 30. So I think I know this convocation is marching like three or four sets, and I know the alumni should be a kind of a pressure group of the university management to make sure that things are done accordingly, properly. Why do we have to wait until 3 or 4 sets before we?
That is a very big question. I too was wondering when I heard that they were convocating 4 sets, because I don't know if we do the first 1 years there was convocation. I think it should be at the end of every session, bring those who are involved and so that they can be convocated, get their certificates so that they can join the community. But that has been, it shows on the leadership then, the trend and the government in power. But for me, I'm a bit far from the center here.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what I'm saying.
Mr. Vatsalite and insider,
Yeah.
you should be able to tell us why it has gone so far. Yes, well, on this occasion, I'm not an official spokesperson of the university, but I cannot deny the fact that I'm aware of so many internal issues and developments. It is not the fault of the university authorities in any way. It's not their making. When you look at situations of vocational strikes, when you look at situations of occasional student protests, when you look at the political situation of our state, the proprietorship of the university, the changes, the heated atmosphere in which we met ourselves at different times, I'm aware that the university had made 2 or 3 efforts to hold a convocation in the last 2-3 years that could not work, because it was either we didn't have a council in place at that time due to dissolution of council, and now another council has to be in place. The university is a system where you don't just do things the way you like. Convocations are naturally fixed around the foundation's day, which is in the month of March, around 20-something to 30-something of March. Change of leadership in the university is also another issue. Within that same 4 years period, there have been changes. We've had substantive, we've had acting vice chancellors. Acting vice chancellor, could they preside over convocation? When we didn't have chancellor in place, could the university constitute a convocation? When there's a chancellor that should preside at a convocation, when we have combination of those things together, it was impossible before now for the university to hold a convocation.
All right, Mr. Chimoda, we have to go, but then tell us, was there any time you regretted going to the university during your time? You will take it, we will take Mr. Keshipe and Mr. Babatola recording.
A regret?
Yes.
No, not really. The university actually prepared us for the challenges that we eventually face in the industry. I spent over 18 years in the banking industry. I crossed 5 solid banks. I tell you, in most of my interviews, from day one, I work with senior management. I found out that, leadership of the industry always like to work with me. And I tell people, I can give an example. When I was in Awena Bank, we ran through a credit program I tell you, when it comes to business communication, I was example.
All right, let's take Mr. Akishikwe.
They tell you the quality of
Mr. Akishikwe, why then Ondo State University, why not one of the first generation universities we have in the country?
Well, it came at the time of need. Because when Ondo State University came then it was known as Obafemi University. We were all here, Ondo State indigenous. Ekiti State was still part of Ondo State then. Students finishing their secondary schools without anywhere to go because we have limited number of universities. The then UPN government created the university to accommodate some of us. If not for that university, maybe I would have not seen the four walls of a university. But then, the students then, we were a bit matured. We were matured compared with the set of students we have these days, under 16s. We were over 20s then. And that prepared us for what we have in life. Because they taught us at the beginning how to be self-sufficient, to fight for yourself. Then they prepare us for what we met in our future endeavors. And this has helped us a lot, at least to model us. Unfortunately now, we have many of us in place of management authority and the university administration is marked in the economy.
All right, that's all I for you. And I want to add to your expectation for students and other alumni
we want our alumni members to join hands as partners of progress in bringing about greater development into this university, because I'm insisting, I'm saying to you, we have people in positions of authority today. We have people who have excelled. Today we have two members of the Federal Executive Council as alumni members. Kingsley Kuku is one of them. We are working with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. We have some alumni members on the cabinet of Dr. Kayode Fayemi. One of them is sociologist and a very respected friend of mine. If people can come together, among our alumni, we can come together to support this university, there will be a lot of difference. To our students, it's a society problem. There's a lot of value depreciation, and it will take joint effort of all stakeholders, our alumni of the university, staff, and all other members of the community to be able to be inculcating them a tradition of excellence, a commitment and devotion to academic distinction above every other thing. I told some of our students I was screening yesterday, I said, your book is the first thing. Reading is the first thing. The type of people I have sitting here with me today, I'm proud I can boldly speak about them anywhere, I can boast about them anywhere, because I know these are type of people that you can.
Thank you, Mr. Batala. We have to conclude this segment today, and incidentally, all of us here we are members of the Alumni University. All right, that we're going for the other segment of the program. We want to thank our guest, Mr. Akishikwe. Thank you for coming. Mr. Batala, thank you for coming, and Mr. Alumni, thank you so much for coming today. Stay with us. The next segment is our segment.